an adjustment. The whole year's been an adjustment. Just being in Miami after having been in Boston for so long. So yeah, it was definitely a weird feeling for me.
Ray, can you talk about the Jumbotron video? Just any thoughts on that?
It's just when you see something like that, when I saw it, I was just, all those emotions just, came streaming back from, all the great things that we did here. And that's why I say I always will remember the big games we played in, the big games we won. And, I always know that I'll always be a Celtic, in my mind, regardless of what anybody else says.
Ray, was there a point in the game where you're hitting shots, especially at the end, coming down those 2 late threes, where you said to yourself, wow, this is going to be just sort of the ultimate comeback? I mean, was there almost that moment of how special this could have been in the fourth quarter there when you made those shots, you guys were up?
Yeah, and offensively we didn't seem to have a problem, but defensively we just didn't lock in and get the stops we needed when we had to. So, that's, again, being on the road, you figure you put yourself in that situation from the start of every quarter, not allowing team to get in their comfort zone. So, once you got into that moment, we're going to have to win a game, and I think down the stretch, offensively, we didn't get the shots we wanted to. We didn't execute to get the shots we wanted to get, and, we'll serve this as a learning tool for us moving forward.
Ray, how would you compare how it eventually turned out here today as opposed to what you were preparing yourself for in your mind, crowd reaction and everything? How would you compare the two?
I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't. The one thing I was going to do was come into it and just focus on, being prepared and getting the guys ready that were playing, that were starting the game. Early game is always tough regardless of the circumstances. I didn't expect to get booed the whole time throughout the game that I touched the ball. That was interesting.
Did it take you a while to get into early game?
No. When you come off the bench, you just have to be ready, and you have to find your mojo, some way, somehow throughout the game. And for me, it was like, trying to attack in certain positions, certain spots, but don't get too comfortable out there.
When did you learn about Rashawn and his season-ending ACL?
I didn't know it until we got on the floor, and he wasn't out on the floor. That's unfortunate.
What's it like going against Paul, going against KG, guys that you experience so much with?
Well, it's interesting because I know exactly what they want to do, their go-to moves, and it's like I could be thinking one thing, but nobody else is thinking what I'm thinking, so I got to make sure that, I'm putting myself in a good situation to, keep them from scoring or going to their strong suits. It's tough because those guys, they've been doing it for so long. So when you see them out there doing it, you know why they're good, and you know why they're doing it, and they're who they are. So, on the other side of it, it always takes, there's always that, you play good offense, or good defense, but there's always better offense out there on the floor. So, we got put in that situation a couple times when they made plays down the stretch.
Ray, one more thing about the tribute. First when you started, the Bluebirds were starting, and then it turned into a pretty nice standing ovation. What was your feeling as that kind of transition?
Pretty much, I thought, after a while, once you say, when people boo, you get to that moment of, people clap, and I think better heads prevail, and they say, hey, this is our guy, regardless of where he's playing. We all have history together, and that always, comes to the forefront. It always surfaces, and people, remember the great times, and those times are part of my life. They're part of my family. They're part of who I am. So that's always going to be at the forefront when I finish playing. A lot of these days are going to be the days that I remember.
Ray, having played with him for a while, how different do you feel like the Celtics will have to be without Rondo, and how difficult you imagine it will be?
Well, anytime you have a guy go down, it forces, the team to circle their wagons. And in this instance, the team circled their wagons today, and they got a win, a much-needed win. And it puts the onus on the guys coming off the bench. to do their job, step up. And, you know, just it's interesting how you have to reprioritize everything that you're doing in your life when you know your minute's going to ramp up a little bit more. So it does. It shows what kind of team you have. It shows the resilience of the team if your team's worth anything. And, you know, I've been a part of that for many games, many years in my career, and, you know, trusting your guys to do their job. You know, that's the great thing about teammates.
Ray, what was your weekend like here? I mean, when you got here, did you do anything special last night, or did you see any of your teammates or players or
well,
anything?
we've only been here for, I don't know, 14 or 15 hours. It seems like, you know, we got in so late in the evening yesterday, so I haven't spent a great deal of time here, but there was a sense of calmness that I had when I got here. Just knowing that, you know, I'm always a New Englander. That doesn't change. You know, being here up in this part of the country, just it refreshed me. And I seen some friends. I went to dinner last night, so I was able to see some friends that I haven't seen in a while. So that was pretty much the extent of it.
Ray, are you surprised that Celtics have it around 500 all year?
Am I surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised because they put together a good team. You know, the guys that I know that they have on their roster. But it's hard to say anything about a team when you don't know, you know, what goes on behind the scenes and how the locker room is.
Were you surprised that the tribute was even there itself? Did you expect that coming in here, the way management, things have been exchanged and stuff? Was that a pleasant surprise just to have it even happen?
Well, I don't have any bad blood or any issues with this team, anybody in the organization. The one thing I can say is that this organization has been good to me and my family, and we always hold them dear to us. You know, just seeing a lot of the owners' wives before the games, the people sitting around the lower bowl, like, you know, we spent real time. You know, my family with their family. So I didn't, you know, I didn't bat an eye, or I didn't think anything negative about coming in here about anybody. You know, again, you know, these were some of my best days in my career playing here in Boston, and I've always cherished those moments, and I always will.
A game like this, Ray, make you think what it could be like for number 1 against number 8 seed. That's what it would be like in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's what's the great thing about you know, playoff basketball. What I've experienced over my career, you know, 7-game series is tough. You know, moving on, winning the series. There are a lot of guys in the league never been to the playoffs, and there are a lot that have never won a series. So that's why, you know, for us, we have to continue to get better. You know, and I'm sure every team, every player is saying that, but you know, we don't know who we're going to face, and you know, getting better every day and learning to win on the road, because this team is totally different from last year's team. It's, you know, a group of new guys that have to learn an identity as we travel throughout the NBA.
Not to be negative toward the end, but some of the veterans expressed disappointment that you had gone to Miami. The big three. How did you feel about that? What was your perception of that, the way you might have come across?
Well, you know, it's unfortunate, you know. As I had to address my situation, you know, everybody, they have their own situations that they have to take care of, and we sat there and we had to decide what was best. I had to decide what was best for my family. You know, we circled our wagons individually, and we made a decision. So the one thing I've learned throughout my time in this league is I can never tell you or another person what exactly they're going through, what they have to deal with in their situation. So yeah, I'll tell you, it was disappointing for us, you know, to have to go. But we had to make that decision. And, you know, it's unfortunate. You know, we love this place. We love playing here. But, you know, circumstances presented themselves to us the way they did, and we had to move on.